Hey, I wanted to share what I've been seeing around the value of taking a break. And I know I haven't seen everything there is to see. Um, Recently in our membership, one of the members was just berating herself for laying on the couch all Sunday afternoon when she could have been going through boxes in her garage. She moved into a new home and hadn't finished unpacking. Well, athletes completely understand the absolute necessity of taking a break from their training, taking a mental and a physical break. Um, if you happen to work out, you you hit it hard in the gym. I like to lift weights. You break down some muscle tissue. And it is in the rest period where the muscle repairs and hypertrophies and grows and gets stronger. For me personally, life gave me a break. It was COVID, couldn't go back to my practice. Then my husband's illness. I didn't want to go back to my practice. He died. And we both had talked about how returning to practice might be my salvation. It might be the rock that I could stand on. It wasn't. I felt like I had done a fairly good job, probably not, of self care during the time that he was so ill. Um, but 2 months after he died, no, I was not going to go back to coaching or healthcare where what felt like was really required of me was the ability to give of myself to others. It looked like me. It looked like a lot of me doing it back then. And even though now I see that I'm the vessel still needs care. The vessel still needs a period of rest. So, to my shock and surprise, then, but not now, looking back, I didn't return to work for 18 months. And even then, I dipped my toe in the water. And so all of my patients and clients were so supportive. You know, if you wake up one morning and you just don't feel like you've got it in you, cancel my appointment. They were all so beautiful and gracious. But I could have pushed through. I could have went back. Actually, there was actually though a time when I couldn't, even if I wanted to, and I don't know how to really explain that. But it was as if I could not pick up the phone and make a call. I could not get anything in motion that would, reestablish me in my engagement with people in coaching conversations and all the things I do. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I just couldn't. And that was my inner guidance. That was the divine shutting me down. I coached someone recently and we had a conversation around the normalcy of depression. She was very someone filled with anxiety and worry and escalating to panic at times. And I just feel like the mind body and the wisdom of the universe can shut us down. Life can hit you with a 2x4, as they say. But you can also honor that it's Sunday afternoon. And yes, you could be getting a lot of things done, a lot of organizing, and you'd feel great if you did. But if the stronger pull is to lay on the couch and watch the Hallmark Channel or whatever, gosh, do that. Do that just as an experiment and see. Perhaps 4 hours on the couch would lead to a level of productivity the next day where you get something done in 10 minutes that If you'd forced yourself to do it when what you really needed was rest, it would have taken you 2 hours. So I've seen a lot. I also know for me that the break was where I came undone. Yep. A big undoing, a big deconstruction of who I thought I was, but I wasn't. I'm not really sure if I would have embraced that and seen that and had so much insight into who I'm not. Had I stopped, had I not stopped acting like this entrepreneur, I was so identified with that. It was like not the cosmic 2x4 necessarily, but the rug pulled out from underneath me when I was engaging with a grief therapist, even before my husband died. And she was helpful, very helpful. She asked me one time, like, who will you be when you're no longer Mrs. Mike Perry? And I laughed. Like, well, I was so not identified with that. I mean, I loved being his wife, but there was this other me, right? This role as an entrepreneur and a healer. And that's what I was identified with. COVID took that away. My husband died and I was grieving. I couldn't be that. And it was a beautiful thing. It still is. So honor the power of resting and taking a break. However, that resonates with you, perhaps the idea of the athlete or the idea of, as a mom and you're traveling on an airplane, such a cliche metaphor, but it's so powerful. You've got to put your own oxygen mask on first. And you owe it to you, all right? Because you, you are what really matters. We all are. Take a break.